Hello everyone, welcome to today's live webinar session on Gig Work. I am in the person of Princess Aflapui, Monitor and Evaluation Officer for Soronko Academy, and I'm excited to be here with you all. So if you're a job seeker, whether you're a student, even if you're a unique you also get to know how to apply for our upcoming our free mentorship program coming up in both Accra and Kumasi. So stay tuned, and I hope you will learn a lot from this webinar. Okay, so as I said earlier on, by the end of today's session, you will learn what gig work really means, the different types you can explore, and how it's becoming so popular in Ghana, and how you can also benefit from taking part in this gig work. So someone asked, what is gig work? Or if you don't even know what gig work is, some people would like to call it side hustle. So what is gig work? Gig work refers to short-term, flexible jobs or tasks done by individuals, often through digital platforms. So if you are not employed full-time, and then yours is to just see a task, or someone contacts you that, oh, I need sources to get, when you get a work, you deliver, and then you get paid for the task that you have done. An example can be, let's say I contact you to design a logo for me, or I see your profile on a platform that is saying that, oh, you are good in this, you are good in that, and then I contact you and say that, oh, I need you to deliver this service for me. So designing a logo for someone online is gig work. Or even if you are into food delivery and then you deliver food using mobile apps, you are also a gig worker. Or even if you are a content writer, you write content for blogs, that is also considered gig work. And our drivers are also not left behind. So if you work with either Uber or you work with Bolt, that is gig work. So with gig work, it's all about freedom, flexibility, and income on your own terms. And our drivers are also not left behind. So if you work with now, what are some of the types of gig work? So with gig work, there are so many types of gig work. And one of the types of gig work is online or digital gig. So if you are a graphic designer, if you're a writer, if you are into data entry, or even if you did virtual assistantship, or if you transcribe, if you are into transcription, this is an example, this one type of gig work. And with this one, we classify it as online or digital gigs. And some of these gig platforms, you can sign up on Fiverr, Upwork, or Freelancer. These are all platforms that you can sign yourself up on and be able to get job opportunities there. Because if we'll be realistic, now getting a job opportunity in Ghana is very difficult. And there are so many graduates. You can even graduate with a first-class degree and you'll still be at home helping your mother, or you'll be watching Kumkum Bagia. So if you have these skills and then you are giving it to people, then you will be classified as an online or a digital gig worker. And for another type of gig work is the local or physical gigs. So if you are into food delivery, or you are into just normal delivery work, or you're a delivery rider, you offer cleaning services, you are into event support, then you are also another gig worker. And with this type of gig work, we call it the local or physical gigs. So if you find yourself in this category, then this is the type of gig work you belong to. And with some of these local or physical gigs, they usually utilize platforms like the Jumia Food, Glovo, TaxRabbit. So these are all platforms that you can offer such services on. And another type is the creative gigs. So let's say you're a photographer, you're a videographer, you do voice over for people, or you're into spoken word, MCing, all of this are also creative gigs. So if you find yourself in this area, then you are considered a creative gig worker. And the last type we'll be looking at today is the tech and digital services gig. So with this one, let's say you are into web development, you are into digital marketing, you are into tutoring, you are into social media management, then you will be considered a tech and digital services gig worker. I hope we are all learning. So you can, if you don't understand anything, you can just drop it in the comment section and then we'll respond to you. Okay. So now we'll look at why gig work is rising in Ghana. I mentioned earlier on that right now unemployment is very high. The truth is, when you look at the number of universities in Ghana and the number of people that graduate every year, you find out that there are so many people who are ready to work, but there is no job opportunities. And this is one reason why gig work is rising in Ghana, because people are looking for other alternatives that they can offer their services without doing the traditional 9 to 5 or without having to fight with other people to get a job opportunity. And another reason why gig work is rising in Ghana is the fact that with your internet and your smartphone in your room, you can just work online and get paid. So with me rather going to fight for a bus or a troski to get to work and then work 9 to 5, after work I'm fighting again for another car to get home, I'd rather stay in the comfort of my home and then I'll offer my services online. And another reason why gig work is rising in Ghana is because people want to get clients internationally. So, and there are also opportunities out there with the way AI has come and the way we are now in a world that is digitalized. Everything is online. Even if you sell and you are not out there, it will be very difficult for people to purchase your services, or you will be losing out on the money that you can make virtually. So this is also another reason why people are deciding to go into gig work. And right now many want to control their time and income. People are no longer fine with, okay, let me apply for a job. They call me, I go, I offer my services, I have to go back home. The next day I'm here. No, people want to work on their own terms. They don't want to do the traditional working style again. They just want to be in the comfort of their homes or wherever they find comfortable and offer the services that they can offer. That's another reason why the youth, or in general, gig work is rising in Ghana. And one last reason I would like to give is the pandemic influence. So if you can remember, when there was COVID and we were on lockdown, many organizations couldn't work again because you have to come to the office, do what you are supposed to do, go back home, continue the next day. But because of the pandemic, they couldn't do that. So the pandemic showed us that it's not always about coming to the workplace before you can do what you are supposed to do. But once you are in the comfort of your home, you can still be able to offer the services that is needed. Yes, so that's also another reason why gig work is rising in Ghana. And now we'll also look at, someone asked that, okay, you've said a lot about gig work and I'm now interested. What are some of the benefits I'll gain from taking part in gig work? So one benefit is flexible schedule. With gig work, you can work anytime and anywhere. So you can decide to go to the mall, find a nice place to sit, and you'll still be able to do whatever that you are needed to do. Or you can, even if you want to work from a car, you can still do that. So that's one of the benefits of being a gig worker. With gig work, you work on your own terms. Unless you get a project and then you are given a deadline. Okay, I need you to maybe design a flyer for me, and then your deadline is Friday. So with that one, you have a deadline to meet. But as long as you get the job done and then you submit it on time, then you are good to go. And another benefit you gain from being a gig worker is you earn from multiple sources. So you can juggle different gigs at a time. You don't need to do, let's say, one work at a time.
I can be working for 5 different clients. So maybe with client A, I am managing their social media page. With client B, I am doing flyers for that person. Or on the side, I've registered myself on Bolt or Uber as a driver. So as I'm doing that, I'm also adding all of this as well. So when you are doing all this together, you are getting multiple sources of income. So it's not like you are just dependent on one source. You work, let's say 21 days, and at the end of the month you are paid. But with gig work, no, it's not like that. Once you deliver your service, you get paid your money, and you can do it for multiple people. And another benefit of being a gig worker is that you get to develop your skills. So take it that, let's say I've taken up a skills training in digital marketing or web development, and now I have registered myself on these gig platforms. So people always come to me for my services. So once you work on multiple projects, there's a saying that practice makes perfect. So once you keep on doing the same thing over and over again, you are sharpening your skills and you are becoming better at what you do. So that's one benefit of gig work. Since you are doing different things at different time, you are building up on your skill. And another benefit of gig work is you build your own freelance brand or business. You know, sometimes some people get their job opportunities through recommendations. So take it that, let's say I'm a research assistant, I work for students. They come to me and purchase my services. So, okay, I worked on, let's say, Emma's project work, and she was happy with the services I offered her, and she got an A. And the next time, her friend calls her and says, oh, Amma, I'm also trying to do my research work, but I'm finding it a bit difficult. Amma will tell her friend about me that, oh, for me, I couldn't do mine. It was this person that helped me. If you want, I can give the person's contact to you. And through this, you are building your own brand. So that's one benefit of being a gig worker. And another benefit of being a gig worker is you get to work for clients beyond Ghana. So you are not confined to just the country you find yourself or the location you find yourself. Because some of this gig work is virtual, unless you are into the local gig work where you go and deliver your services in person. So if you are, let's say you are using the gig platforms like Indeed, Fiverr, or Upwork, and then you get to work with multiple clients. You are not just limited to Ghanaians or Togolese. You can work with multiple clients at the same time. So that's one of the benefits of gig work. Now, it's not always, how will I even put it? If there is a benefit to something, there's also a challenge. So now we'll be looking at the challenges of being a gig worker. So one of the challenges of being a gig worker is inconsistent income. There is no fixed salary. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who find themselves on some of these gig platforms I've mentioned, and they've not even secured a client. Or they have not even, maybe they've secured a client, but they didn't get the money they expected from the tax they completed from the client. So that's also one of the challenges of being a gig worker. And another challenge is you are not covered by SNAP or health insurance. Unlike me working, let's say, a full-time job where I'm paid monthly, but they also pay my SNAP or they cover my health insurance for me. With gig work, you don't get some of this benefit. And another challenge is discipline is needed, because you must manage your time and also deliver consistently. So if you are working for 5 different clients and you have been given a deadline, if you do not know how to manage your time, it is going to be very difficult for you to complete your tasks. And once you don't complete your tasks, you won't get your money. And another challenge is that there is high competition. So you need to stand out to get clients. Because the number of people that are also looking for job opportunities on gig work is not only you. Someone can be a student and still wants a gig work. Someone is unemployed and is looking for gig work. Someone is already working and the person wants extra income. So the person will also like to go into gig work. So you should know that the competition is very high. If you're a gig work, you would need to stand out to the client, because let's take it that I am looking for a digital marketer. There are so many people on, and I find myself on, let's say, Upwork. The number of people on Upwork that are offering that service is a lot. So you can't tell me, so what is going to make you stand out for the client to say that, okay, I want to go with this person, or no, I want to go with that person? That's one of the challenges of being a gig worker. And one last challenge I would like to talk on is on the fact that gig work comes with delayed payments. Because with gig work, you are not signing any contract to show that, okay, after I've done this, you are going to pay me this, and if you don't pay me this amount, this is the consequences you are going to face. And that's why our mentorship is important. Because if you are already in gig work and let's say you find yourself in these challenges, or if you are looking to go into gig work and you've heard of these challenges, then you will need someone who has already made it in this space to be able to take you through how they went about it and how they have excelled in this field of work. Yes. So why should you get mentored? With the right guidance, you can avoid mistakes and go faster. Because at the end of the day, the mentors we are bringing on board, they are gig workers. They know how they started. They know the challenges they faced. They knew how to handle it. So we giving you a mentor. This mentor is going to be your guide. Oh, okay, this thing that you are trying to do, maybe you should do it that way, or maybe you shouldn't do it this way, or maybe when you do it this way, it is going to be more beneficial than you doing it that way. And that is one reason why you need a mentor. And with our mentorship program, we will help you to choose the right gig platforms. Like I mentioned earlier on, there are so many types of gig work. So you first have to identify the type of gig worker you are to know which platform was beneficial to you. And another benefit you get from taking part in this mentorship is that we will help you to set up a winning profile and build a portfolio that's as a beginner, a portfolio that will help you stand out. Because I mentioned that one of the challenges of being a gig worker is the fact that there are so many people who are already into gig work. And you will need to stand out to the client to be able to get job opportunities. Because if you call yourself a gig worker and at the end of the day, you are not getting tasks to complete to get money, then it's like you are wasting your time. But once you get a mentor to mentor you on how to even secure clients, it's going to be beneficial to you at the end of the day. And another benefit you get from taking part in this mentorship is that we will help you manage clients professionally. Like we teach you how to manage clients professionally and learn from real gig workers who have done it. So if you don't know, you can have the technical know-how, but if you don't have the soft skills needed to be able to maybe talk professionally or handle situations professionally, it is going to be very difficult for you to excel in this gig work. But once you have a mentor, that will teach you that, oh, okay, so when you get a client like this, maybe this is how you should handle such a person, or if your client should say this is how you should handle such a situation. You'll be able to also call yourself a gig worker, but not just a gig worker, but a gig worker who is getting gigs. Yes. And this mentorship is targeted to young women in Accra and Kumasi, and the format is going to be 3 sessions, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday a week. And it's an online mentorship program. It's not in person, so kindly take note of that. It's online. And participants will benefit from training in soft skills, financial literacy, communication, and personal development. And we will also match you with experienced mentors for tailored one-on-one support over the course of the program. So if you are interested in taking part in this mentorship, I would advise that you apply for it. That's the only way you are going to benefit from all these skills I have mentioned so far. And lastly, if you would like to apply, so you can just follow us on all our social media platforms. We are very active there. You get all the information you need, and you get to see the link to the application form, and then you can apply. And kindly take note that deadline for application is this Friday, 30th May. So after 30th May, we won't be accepting any more applications. So if you have a friend that is interested in gig work, or you have a family member who is already in gig work, you can share this amazing opportunity to them so that they can benefit from it. And also try as much as possible to follow us on Soronko Academy for tips and updates on this mentorship program. So if you have any questions, kindly drop them in the chat and I'll respond to them. And stay connected. Our mentors are ready to support you. And thank you so much for tuning into this short webinar session. Let's build your gig journey together. Thank you. Okay, so Balance is asking how is the payments done when you are into gig work. So with that one, it is totally dependent on the platform you find yourself on or the arrangement you have with the client. And that is why we are having this webinar to tell you about the mentorship program and how you can join so that you can learn from the experts. Because I mentioned that one of the challenges is delayed payment, and the fact that you haven't signed a contract with someone, there's nothing holding the person down to say that, okay, once I'm done with this, you have to. That is why we are saying that join this mentorship program so that you can know all how to go about some of these things. So if you have any questions, we are still here. We are taking any question you may have when it comes to gig work. And Berlins, I hope I have answered your question. Thank you. Yes, so someone wants to know how they can deal with issues of withholding taxes, especially when it comes to projects in Ghana. So that is why I mentioned earlier on that this mentorship program is for you. And once you join, you'll be able to, we'll match you to mentors that are in your field of expertise, and they are going to guide you on how to handle some of these issues you find yourself in. So try as much as possible to apply for this mentorship, because you'll be learning a lot over 6 weeks, and this is going to change your way of work and how you handle certain situations. Thank you. Okay, so someone wants to know if the mentorship comes at a fee. No, please. This mentorship is free. Yours is to fill, and once you are selected, you are going to benefit from this mentorship at no cost. So this mentorship is free. You don't have to pay for anything. Thank you. Okay, so someone is asking if the mentorship is limited to those in Accra and Kumasi. Yes, it's limited to just those in Accra and Kumasi. Even though it is virtual, it is limited to just participants in Accra and Kumasi, and this is because we will be having an orientation session, and with the orientation session it will be in person. So if, let's say, you are coming from Upper East region to Accra, you find finding that will be very difficult. That is why for now this first session is just for those in Accra and those in Kumasi. So I'm so sorry, but if you find yourself outside Accra, then you cannot take part in this mentorship program. Thank you. Yes, so someone is asking how long is the mentorship. So the mentorship is going to be for 6 weeks. Just that you'll be meeting 3 times in a week, which is the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But the duration of the mentorship is 6 weeks. And it will be starting on the 10th of June at Kumasi and on the 13th of June at Accra. Thank you. So someone is also asking if there is an age cutoff. No, please. There is no age cutoff for this mentorship program. So you can apply. Thank you. So someone would like to know what the mentorship entails. So for the 6 weeks mentorship, you will be getting trainings on soft skills, financial literacy, communication, as well as personal development. And you will be matched with experienced mentors for tailored one-on-one support over the course of the program. So if, let's say, you have specific challenges you face as a gig worker, once you are matched to your mentor, you can just let them know and they will assist you on how to address such challenges. Thank you. So Stella is asking, what if she's in Kasua and she can easily come to Accra for the mentorship? Yes, so Stella, you can apply. You can apply, okay. Stella, Kasua, you can apply. Thank you. Excelli wants to know if the mentorship is virtual or in person. So Excelli, the mentorship is virtual. However, the orientation session will be in person and that will be just one day. So, but the 6 weeks is virtual. Thank you. Okay, so if you have any more questions, kindly drop it in the comment section and I'll answer them. So we are still here for a few minutes before we wrap up. And if you haven't subscribed to Soronko Academy's YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe here to our YouTube channel. Thank you. So Excelli is asking when the orientation will take place as well as the location for the orientation. So Excelli, the orientation will be taken for Accra. It will be happening on the 13th of June. But for the Kumasi participants, it will be happening on the 10th of June. So kindly take note of the date. 13th June for Accra, 10th June for Kumasi, and it will be just like I said. So with those taking part from Accra, it will happen in Accra, and those that will be taking part in Kumasi, it will happen in Kumasi. So once you apply for this mentorship and you are selected, we will brief you on the time the time the orientation will take place as well as the exact location. But just note that it's in Accra and Kumasi. Thank you. So Balance wants to know if there will be a certificate upon completion of the mentorship. Yes, there will be a certificate to show that you took part in this mentorship program, Balance. Thank you. Yes, so Stella, you want to know whether you get an email for confirmation once you apply. So no, you don't get an email, but once you apply, we see your response and then we start working on it. And so far, we have already started calling some of the people that applied. So if you've applied, you definitely get a call from us. Thank you. So, Noelisa, you are asking if it's entirely online or in person. So, the orientation session is in person, just one day. So, you come here to be oriented. That's if you are taking part in Accra. You come to Accra's location to be oriented. If you are taking part from Kumasi, you come to Kumasi's location to be oriented. But after the orientation session, every other session will be virtual. Okay, thank you. And so, Bellins, you want to know if you have qualified to take part in the mentorship since you have already applied but only received an email from us today to join the session. So, you joining today's session does not mean you have qualified to take part in the mentorship. Like I mentioned, once you apply, we look at your response, and based on that, we will decide whether you can take part in the mentorship or not. So, don't worry. Can you also drop your full name? The name you used to apply, can you just drop that in the comment section? Because I don't know whether the Bellins is your actual name or not. And we'll follow up on that. Thank you so much. So, Excel, you want to know whether if you are not yet a gig worker, but you are aspiring to be a gig worker, you can still apply to take part in the mentorship. Yes, please, you can apply. So, we have a slot for aspiring gig workers, and based on your response, we will see whether we can add you to the mentorship program. So, yes, you can apply. And once you are selected, your mentor will give you all the guidance you need to get started on gig work. Thank you.
So I'll send you Berlin's listen on WhatsApp.
Okay.
I'm already a gig worker, but I have what? I don't get this.
Just read what the person wrote.
Yeah, I am already a gig worker, but I don't get.
What's the person's name?
Berlin's.
Bernice, okay. Have you unmuted? Yes, so Bernice, we didn't get your question. Can you please type it again? Because you only mentioned that you are already a gig worker. We didn't hear the rest of the question. So if you are asking whether you can also apply for the mentorship program, yes, you can apply. If you're a gig worker and you want to be mentored, yes, you can apply to take part in this mentorship program. Thank you. received any notification from us. So Bernice, please type your full name in the comment section and then we'll follow up on your application. Thank you.
Full name is Bernice. I'm sure it's a full. I'm sure it is a full.
Are you mute? So you are saying that you stay in Accra, but you are currently in school at UCC and you would like to know whether you can still take part in the mentorship by joining those in Accra. So if it won't be a challenge for you to come all the way from UCC to Accra to take part in the mentorship program, yes, you can apply for it. Thank you. What's the name again? So Perpetua, you are asking the duration of the orientation. So it will just be 1 day, just 1 day. For the exact time, I cannot give you that now. But once you are selected to take part in the mentorship, you'll get all that information. Thank you. Okay, so those leaving comments for follow-up on the application, we've noted that and we'll make sure we follow up on your application. Thank you so much. So before we wrap up, I still want to know if you have any more questions. Kindly drop it in the comment section and we'll address that before we close out. So Tracy, you are asking what the next step is. So right now, if you haven't applied for the mentorship program, then I'll advise that you apply it. We are dropping the link to the application form in the comment section. So if you are here to apply, just apply and we'll follow up on your application. Once you are selected, you'll be notified. Thank you. But also note that this Friday, 30th of May, that is the deadline for applications. So we won't be accepting any applications after Friday. So if you want to take part in this mentorship, or you know someone who is interested in this mentorship, you can just share the link with the person, and then the person will benefit from this program. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So Perpetua, you are saying that you have filled the form, so what should you do again? So once you have filled the form, then you just have to pray. And once you are selected, once you qualify, you are selected, you benefit from this program. So once you have filled the form, that's the first step. The fact that you have taken that step to fill it, then you are good to go. And we are also calling some of the participants that fill the form for further clarifications. So you can also expect a call from us. And Tracy is saying that she has filled the form and she has received a call from us, but she wants to know the next step. So yes, Tracy, we called you because we needed more information on the information you sent to us. So out of that information you have provided, we are going to shortlist, and then if you make it, we'll let you know. Thank you. So the link to the form has been dropped in the comment section. You can just click on the link and apply if you are interested in this mentorship program. And I mentioned earlier on, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Soronko Academy's YouTube channel. We would really appreciate that. And thank you so much for making time to take part in this webinar. So if you have any more questions, we are still here for a few more minutes to address that before we end this webinar. Thank you. So Tracy, you want to know whether if you can make it next month to the face-to-face session, you can still apply. So your question is not really clear because I mentioned that this mentorship is virtual. However, orientation session will be in person. So if let's say you can come from, I don't know your location, you can let me know your location in the chat session. So if you can come from that place to the orientation session, which is happening either at Accra or Kumasi, then you can still apply. Just make sure that you let us know that you will be available for the orientation session despite your location. Okay, thank you so much. Anyone? Okay, so we'll end it here. If you have more questions, you can always reach out to us via our social media platforms. So just search Soronko Academy. We are on TikTok, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on LinkedIn. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.